Now, successfully managing enhanced conversions once, even if it involves solutioning through the API or UI diagnostic reports, debugging what the actual issue is, it now means you've sourced it across all of Google's advertising and measurement ecosystem. If you take just one thing away, it should be that by feeding high-quality, first-party data directly into your accounts, your customers can see on average a 14% increase in observed conversions. Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of Google's Ads DevCast, where we're talking all about what we learned this week at Google Marketing Live 2026. We have a lot of ground to cover today, and we'll try to cover as much as possible, but this will not be an exhaustive list. I highly recommend going to watch the recordings of the GML event for all the details. As always, our survey is going to be at goo.goal/ADC-survey-E5. So without further ado, what exciting things did we hear at GML? As I said, we're only going to cover a small portion of what we heard at GML this week, but let's start with tagging. There were some pretty big improvements announced. Google Tag Gateway now has in-UI setup offerings. This includes a beta Google Cloud Platform solution, as well as solutions with Akamai, Cloudflare, and Fastly. We also have new CMS integrations with Webflow and Duda. For those who aren't familiar with Google Tag Gateway, this is a first-party script solution for implementing or upgrading Google tagging, allowing you to load individual Google tags or Google Tag Manager containers directly from your own domain, the same domain that you run your site on. The real value of Google Tag Gateway is the immediate boost to your measured conversions. With our in-UI solutions, you get all of this with no manual retagging required. However, Google Tag Gateway can also be deployed to handle more complex setups via our self-service instructions for any CDN. If you take just one thing away, it should be that by feeding high-quality, first-party data directly into your accounts, your customers can see on average a 14% increase in observed conversions. Another big tagging improvement is visual tagging. This tool helps you set up your tags for specific events and is currently available for troubleshooting purchase conversions in Google Ads. It allows you to open your website directly within our interface and perform a test action, like a purchase. You would then visually select elements on the page to extract variables like transaction ID, conversion value, currency code. In addition to visual tagging, we're bringing all the capabilities of Google Tag Manager to the Google Tag. Websites that only use the Google Tag will now have the ability to use existing UI-driven tagging features, debugging, and version control that make Google Tag Manager such a powerful tool. As part of these changes, Tag Manager containers will optionally be able to send data directly to Google measurement products, rather than loading a Google tag before sending the data. This results in faster website performance, improved data collection, centralized settings management, and user access directly in your Google Tag Manager container. Listen, setting up tagging can be really tough, but these workflows are getting easier, and these new features should help immensely. Moving on to another product, in previous episodes I've talked a lot about Data Manager API. Mostly because I'm so excited for the value it's going to bring to our conversions and audiences pipelines. But today I'm going to cover a few of the more important highlights from GML. One of the biggest selling points of Data Manager is its solution for single ingestion and multi-feed. You can bring in your first-party data into a single entry point, the Data Manager API, and have it automatically flow to all of our products, such as Google Ads, Google Marketing Platform, Google Analytics. It uses a unified schema that simplifies ingesting audience and conversion data. And instead of using different APIs for different Google products, a developer can send a single conversion event and use an enum to route that data to multiple destinations in a single call. Sometimes it can be challenging to solve for processing issues in your audience or conversion data. But this simplification not only reduces the redundancy of process, but it improves the value you get for building out your ingestion workflows. Now, successfully managing enhanced conversions once, even if it involves solutioning through the API or UI diagnostic reports, debugging what the actual issue is, it now means you've sourced it across all of Google's advertising and measurement ecosystem. Another value add that I've spoken about before, but it's worth mentioning again, is confidential matching. The Data Manager API comes with confidential matching, and this means you have the additional option to encrypt your customer data information. This is done with a trusted execution environment, a specific server hardware, to verify the security of your data. It is a huge step forward for building audiences that are private by default. The cool thing about confidential matching is that, as a customer, you can get technical guarantees that the confidential matching worked exactly as it was designed. These advancements are focused on building your data strength. Simply put, greater data strength means your high-quality, complete first-party data yields more accurate measurement. The precision is critical because it unlocks the full potential of Google's AI to optimize campaigns and deliver superior business outcomes. But as you know, having high-quality data is just the foundation. The next step is using that data to drive smarter, strategic decisions across your entire marketing budget. And that's where Meridian, Google's open-source marketing mix modeling, or MMM solution, comes in. It helps you use your data to measure the true impact of your marketing and helps you make smarter budget decisions. Meridian actually announced a bunch of new and interesting products this week at GML. I'm going to walk through a couple of those here, the first one being Meridian in GA360. It's a turnkey integrated MMM-based budgeting solution within Google Analytics 360, and it's designed specifically for marketers. It leverages existing behavioral data in GA360 to provide cross-channel ROI insights and budget recommendations without requiring a data science background. Another product announced this week for Meridian was Meridian Studio, a Google Cloud-based enterprise platform that allows sophisticated teams to build, manage, and scale high-value models with greater flexibility. It features native agentic capabilities that can automatically summarize data quality issues, suggest model improvements, and help interpret complex results for budget planning. And last but obviously not least, Meridian GeoX was announced as an open-source geo-based incrementality solution that serves as a calibration engine for the Meridian MMM model. It allows users to run precise geographic experiments to isolate the incremental lift of their media spend and feed that as the ground truth back into the model to improve accuracy. If you're interested in learning more about Meridian, our next episode will actually be an interview with Meridian experts here at Google, and we'll be diving deep into the features that we talked about previously, but also just what is Meridian? Why is this valuable to you? How can you use it? Stay tuned for that episode. It'll be coming out next week as we return back to our normal cadence. And that's it for today's bonus episode. We definitely covered a lot today, but we did not cover everything that happened at GML. So please take time to go watch the full events recording and learn about all the other things that we released. As always, links will be throughout the video. I'll be putting them in the episode's description. Please like this video, subscribe to our podcast, leave me comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Google's Ads DevCast.